P.O.L.
Yo, what up y'all? IntraVenus here, back with another episode. Today we're doing something a little bit different on the channel. I have here a busted up Nintendo Wii. Now, one of the original ones with the GameCube outlets. Pretty freaking sweet. Except for the fact that this thing is completely destroyed, seemingly. I got this for free at a garage sale type thing. It was like a strange, like, thrift store that was inside of a garage in a little town. And this guy found out that I was into video games and repairing games and such, and he gave me this bin of a bunch of, like, junk. And in it was a Nintendo Wii. This thing looks like it's been stepped on, maybe. I mean, look at this. We got a missing black panel here. This is all misaligned. We got screws sticking out. Broken plastic. Listen to this. I don't know if you hear that, but there's some things jiggling around in there. Maybe some of the screws and pieces of plastic that broke off of here. But, you know, it looks like this little filter is still intact. And, I think it is salvageable, maybe. So what I've done is I've gotten all the fixins to bring it back to life. I didn't have all the wires anymore for my old Wii stuff, as I sold pretty much all of it. So I got this Wii to HDMI set up here, so we could play it HDMI. I have a new power brick here, aftermarket of course. I did manage to find my original Nintendo Wii operator's manual. So that's kind of cool, fun to look at, and if I had all the parts attached here, I could use this to learn how to remove the doors on the side of the console and stuff, but you know, I'll be keeping that with the Wii. That's sweet. And then we have this clear black case with the funny Wii/Wii U logo combined, I guess. Something's going on there. And this is all the stuff for me to completely rehouse this Wii. And I'll clean it up while I'm in there. We're going to do testing. I haven't even plugged it in yet because I'm a little worried to plug it in its current state. So I want to open up at least the top and take this front off and see how dirty and damaged it is in there. And then I'll probably reshell the entire thing. I know there is a lot of screws in here to take apart to completely reshell it. And if I wanted to just keep the bottom, it would save me a lot of time. The bottom is pretty grimy looking though, but you know, since it's going to be custom anyways, I could like do that up with some kind of custom decal, or who knows. It's always on the bottom too. But look at this. Yeah, when I pulled on it, there's missing screws here. The faceplate is coming off. In fact, the body's almost ready to come off just as is here. So we'll see what's going on. I think it should be fun, so y'all stick around. Alright, let's pull this little face down and see. Oh, yikes. That looks pretty bent in there. And it's pretty dirty in here too. Faceplate looks okay though. Ah, that is all kinds of messed up. Wow. So yeah, look at these pieces of plastic here next to me. And a broken wire. So we'll figure out what that's to here in a little bit. Huh, that should be fun. I could probably repair that, I think. Let's see. It works. Whoa, okay, so look, we have power. That's a good sign. Now I know I can continue. I don't have to worry about wasting too much time here, you know what I'm saying? Now this is interesting. I was not expecting to see this in here at all. Someone else has already been in here and modded this. This is a physical modification here. I'm not sure what this is. A drive key. Oh. This is like an old school mod for playing. I think it sort of removes the region lock from your console, I think. Alright, so we got this metal plate down here. I could put this back in, but I want to be able to see through my shell. So we're going to leave it out. I got this here to blow off some dust. This is my little electric duster. And we'll do a little paintbrush dusting too. And now we can start doing the shell stuff. Let's look in here. We got some stickers. Looks like it kind of makes it look like it's a, I don't know, a Japanese model or something perhaps. Here's our shell. The tools might be inside of it. Got a little black faceplate there for the GameCube controller side. Oh, this looks pretty nice. I mean, sometimes these shells aren't very durable and stuff. We'll see. That is bent. I'll leave it. Oh well, I'll just leave it. So it turns out that that wire that was broken is actually connecting to, I think, the Wi-Fi antenna there, that green L-shaped board up at the top left. I can't believe they just used packing tape here to stick this to the board. And we'll replace that with some Kapton tape here. It's heat resistant. For now, let's take a look at how this is so far, how it's turning out. This is the CD drive. Take a look at that and see if we can fix it. And this wire came off. It was off the faceplate there, so I'm just going to solder it back into place here. This provides the power for the LEDs that go around the disc. Planetary quarantine. There are so many screws in here, and this thing came with screws, but I am trying to use all original screws. What is here? Some of them I'm going to have to match up and replace probably, though. It's important to keep track of all these screws. Yeah, I think I got the right screw.
Scientific measurement. Specialized scientific trade. 5 scientists were selected. Converted to shades of gray.
And now we're going to test again to make sure I didn't mess anything up here. And we're going to see if the motion controls are currently working. I got a little USB version of the motion bar there. I'm just going to see. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking that was the Wi-Fi antenna then. Because if it was Bluetooth, you know, I don't think that would work. Now we're looking at the CD drive. I'm not sure if I could fix this. I'm going to try to, but it's damaged far more than I expected. Someone might have driven over this with a car. I don't know. We'll take it apart and see what we can figure out here, I guess. Yeah, that's bent. That's pretty bent. I'm trying to bend it back into place, but it's kind of stuck that way, sorta. So many mechanisms built into it. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work, so we're just going to leave that out, that CD drive. And for now, let's go ahead and put the stickers on here since we have the preview of the shell on, though I am waiting for the CD drive to arrive, which will be included in this video, but currently it is not in the mail yet, so I am just going to stick these stickers on here. I'm going to complete it as much as possible before we have to dive back in. A few weeks later. All right. The CD drive is here, and I'm going to start taking these off. These little flappy doors, not the best, those doors. The rest seems pretty solid though. Love the way this is looking on the bottom here. Glad I left the metal plate out. And you know, we're just gonna have to take off the top and the front. It's not gonna be as hard as before to get that CD drive in there. So let's do it. So I was unable to strip this part of the wire. No matter how I tried to get it off, the plastic wouldn't come off, so I just am soldering in my own little extension here. I'm going to keep their extension on there just in case one day it wants to be reused. But I'm just going to tape it to the side of my new one. I got it soldered in here.
I think so, think he's guilty. I think so, think he's guilty. I think so, think he's guilty. I think so. I think so, think he's guilty. Show me your smile. Show me your smile. Show me your smile. Guilty. Guilty. Show me your teeth, show me your smile. Tell me what you eat now. We're gonna run up a mile. Let's see if we got a step.
There it is. We can remove the plastic now. Oh, that looks pretty nice. Except for that little bent piece of metal up there, but it was harder to bend back into place than I thought. And the bottom looks really nice. I like this. And though we have white feet on it, I don't mind so much. For some reason I kind of like it. Plus the stickers on the side are white. And yes, I also got the sync button in there where it's supposed to be. This is ready to go now, except for the felt that covers the disk drive hole there. And we got our doors back on for what it's worth. Well, alright. There we have it. The console is fixed. I've been playing some Link's crossbow training, which actually isn't a very good game at all. I can't believe they actually tied this to The Legend of Zelda. I guess it was just mainly there to show you how the little two-handed gun peripheral worked or something, but if it makes you feel any better, this is the only Wii game I could find in my collection anymore, so it works though, and it looks cool looking at it from the top here. Especially when it's spinning and stuff, seeing the disc go in there is pretty neat. Usually there's like a metal shield over this inside these consoles, but either mine never had one, but more likely whoever went in there and did that modification just left out that metal shield when they did it. And because of that missing shield, I have 4 screws up here that don't actually connect to anything. And I just put them there because, but in the end, looking at it, it's like, you know, I probably could just leave those out or go back in and remove them. They're completely unnecessary and useless. Also, a piece of my tape has come undone after a little bit of moving it around and stuff, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but hardly noticeable from a distance, and it all works. The antenna works. I've logged in to my Wi-Fi access point and everything. It goes online for what it's worth, even though there's not much you could do anymore on the internet with these. But the worst thing, the worst thing about this shell is these doors, man. They hardly serve a purpose at all. I mean, obviously you can see there I can just pull them off the side. There's no way to stick them in there and get them to stay. And when you have it sitting upright like this, well, it's pretty much always just going to be flip-flopping. However, I do like to keep my console like this a lot to save room with these Wii consoles. So if I keep it like that, then I will keep the doors on. Otherwise, there's just really no point in doing it. And then there's this felt strip that covers the disc slot and kind of helps smoothly feed the disc in. I find no use for it except for the fact that it is a dust cover. So if I were to have this out, in general, more dust is going to get in there than usual. But I have no problem feeding the disc in or anything. See those metal things in the way? Those actually go down when you put the CD in to keep you from putting in another CD, I guess. Pretty cool. I don't usually see that with this felt thing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you skip the video or whatever, I'm talking about this portion here of the old faceplate. It does have these, it looks like maybe it'd just be stuck on with these little pegs, you know, but when you try pulling it up, it seems like it's just kind of glued on there and it's going to tear. That's just going to tear. I don't know how I'm going to glue it back into place. And I could have reused this piece, but then you would see white. You'd see that extra white through there inside. And I don't think I wanted to see that. I really like the way the LEDs look when it's on without this there. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it. You know, if you guys have ever done this, let me know in the comments what you recommend I do. It's possible they probably sell these in with like a little adhesive back. You just peel off and stick them in there. I haven't looked into it. But I did look into clear controllers. I really wanted to get some clear housings for the controllers too, and do this in the nunchuck in clear so it'd match this, even if it wasn't smoke gray. If it was just clear, that'd be cool. But it doesn't seem like anybody makes those at all. Now there is a company called, I think, Rock Candy or something, and they specialize usually in clear controllers with kind of lights inside and stuff. Third party, so maybe not the best, but if I did want to go all clear, probably get a set of the Rock Candy ones, I guess, just so they match. Check it out. Got that fan blowing nice and clean and smooth. I have to stand far away to use the Wiimote like this. So this is this really cool game that is very much inspired by Pong and the Atari, and I've been playing so much Atari lately, and I was having a blast with this. In this game, you move your Pong paddle by twisting the remote like this, as you can see it going up and down on the menu, and it works really well. I'm surprised they didn't do this with more games, or maybe they did and I just wasn't aware of it, because I love the paddle controllers of the Atari. It's one of the things that makes it a really fun console to me. So check this out. And you can play it with the audio off and still get the rhythm because it's vibrating. You can probably hear it vibrating. But the music's actually really cool. I just don't want to get a copyright strike. The more you play, the more in-depth the music gets. The beat gets more complicated, and you're listening to like this cool techno music. It's really fun. It gets faster, and they start throwing bouncing balls and all kinds of stuff at you. Hey, I'd really recommend this game, actually. It's called Bit Trip Beat, and it's really cool. Love that blue light around it when the disc comes out. We got a fully functional disc drive now. And back to regular lighting here, and the end of the episode, y'all. Thanks so much for sticking around. I'm sure this was a long one. I had a lot of fun doing this. If you haven't tuned in before, or you haven't tuned in too much, then you might not know that I actually repair video game arcades for a living. I work on hundreds of them. I've done all kinds of repairs on video game arcades, like the kinds you see at Dave & Buster's and stuff, Chuck E. Cheese. I have a blast doing it. That's why I do it. I like it, and I love working on stuff like this. I just like fixing things. I like figuring out how they work and then making them work better or work again if they stopped working. So this is one of those times, and even though it didn't turn out to be the prettiest, like this bent metal here, my tape popping off, and these screws that I left in, and the felt missing so far, I still think this is a super sick console, and I'm proud of it, and I'm even more happy to play it now that I know that I brought it back to life. That disk drive was not savable. I don't think it was irreparable, and I'm pretty sure the laser was actually kind of cracked or something too when I looked at the glass closer, so not salvageable, but that's alright. I got the disk drive in the mail, came fairly quick, and yeah, here it is. I'm excited, y'all. If you like this, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. It really encourages me to make more videos. I have a lot more coming. I will be doing more repair videos, but this is kind of one of the first ones I've done on YouTube, like officially. I've done little bits and stuff here and there, but never like shown you the full thing. I went through it as fast as possible, and I hope if you maybe slowed it down, you were able to learn something. But this was not meant to teach you how to refurbish. This was just me bringing you in on the experience of me refurbishing it. And maybe it'll inspire you to do it to something that you have had sitting around for a long time. And it's time to get it working again. Heck, you could sell it afterwards if you don't want it. Shee. Anyways, you know, I'm going to play some more of this. I like it a lot. And I'm also going to be fixing a Game Boy Color. So that's a very special one, and it's already custom. We'll be doing that to get the B button working again. But until next time, I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace out.
Well, that was just childhood. We were all there together, and in denial would play like it was forever. And in the tall woods, we'd stay out of the weather like it was all good. Every day we made it for pleasure. We were saying whatever came to our minds, plain and simple like a tetherball reaching the sky.